Hi, YouTube. I have some time before I have to get busy again, so I thought I'd get on here and tell you what's going on. A day or so ago, a person over on Facebook had made the statement, You don't know what I've been through, or something like that to me. And I wrote back, Oh, yeah, but I do because I can hear you thinking. And after that, this person was a little bit different towards me. That brings me into today's topic. As far as, say, like the Catholic Church. Well, first I'll start like with the forefathers and the elite. How the elite, with their third eye and ESP, extrasensory perception, isn't really extra. It's something that we all were born with. But human beings have regressed themselves with lies through the centuries. How they have done that are with it's a simple sentence. When I hear this sentence, I'm kind of done with that person as a friend because this is what it sounds like. You don't know what I'm thinking. Oh, really? Okay, but I do. you know, and we all do. We're all born with that. It's not something special, it's something that the elite have um, perpetuated because they want to continue lying. A liar's going to say, You don't know what I'm thinking. Well, who wouldn't want their friend or anybody that they love not to know what they're thinking? What are you hiding? You know, it's gone on for so many centuries now that people have lost their God given ability. Furthermore, if I hear an adult say it around a child, which I have, that's dangerous. If you think about it, the natural instincts like animals have out in the wild, they may not even hear something, but they may sense something. Like the rain, they may sense the rain coming, not hear it or, feel it, but just senses a storm and start burrowing or whatever they're going to do. If we don't teach our children to have these God given senses, they're in danger. Say if you teach your child that you can't hear what people are thinking and they walk into like a drug house, they think, and they're with a friend and they think that it's just a normal everyday house, but it's not. If they had those extra perceptions that we're given, they would sense that weird feeling that you get, connect with that. Those weird feelings are there for a reason, there to protect you, you know? So, um, here's another reason why even the churches have perpetuated not being able to use your third eye and your God given instincts. I'll tell you why. One moment. Because they wouldn't be able to make money off you. It's like these, uh, well, okay, say if you go for the Catholic Church, if you can talk to God, why would you need to go in and talk to a priest? You go in and give your confession to a priest and he absolves you of your sins. Only God can do that through the blood of Jesus Christ. So that aces out any priest or pastor or minister or anybody right there. They're telling you that you don't have the right for that connection for yourself, that they know more than you do, and that God's closer to them as a human being than you are. And they wouldn't be able to make money off of you if you knew for yourself. So these Catholics, and I'm not just dissing on Catholics, I think all religions are pretty lame, but all of them. uh, I'm just saying that there's no need for that because we're all close to God in that respect. Nobody's closer than anybody else. So if anybody ever tries to tell you they are, that's bullshit. You know, I had somebody writing on one of my posts about, well, I called BS on Naughty Beaver. Well, I mean, when I know, for one, he's teaching Nostradamus, which is teachings of the Masons to fool people and to put people into fear. And they started this a couple hundred years ago, and it's part of their agenda. Well, then I'm going to say something about it, especially when I know that, okay, he lives with depression. I mean, there's a lot of people that have emotional and mental or physical issues in life, and I've worked with them. That's what I do well. But when I know that he's teaching people wrong, well, then I'm going to speak up. And then he wants money for it. Yeah, I'm saying something. Then I had this little twit, whoever you are, telling me that I need to learn. You better go to school and listen to some of my videos and know exactly what I do know before you open your trap again. Okay, thank you, bye. So, yeah, so that's what's going on today. And by the way, if you do watch this video, I'm open here with a loving heart if you want to come back with a little bit of respect. But respect is not what this foul mouth, calling yourself a beaver, which in the United States is the same term for slang for a vagina. And he knows that, trust me. So you go listen to Naughty Beaver or not. I do not care. But if you're going to be over here, you're going to do it with respect. Because I know far more than that little beaver will ever know. Do you understand that? Okay, good. So anyway, people, this is how the churches use you or try to use you and make money off you the several different ways, keeping you from God, not letting you realize that your connection is just as great, if not greater than theirs, because they're trying to be something they're not. They are no closer to God than anybody else. They don't know anything you don't. But the dangers of teaching that you don't have that perception is really bad. And it really can be harmful. That's the dangers. That's what makes me so angry about the whole thing. The liars. So if you hear people say, you don't know what I'm thinking, I mean, okay, maybe not 100% of the time, because people's thoughts, I mean, it's quick. But it does not mean that it's not there. It's not something you even have to practice. That's something they have to practice and pretend to practice. So, yeah, I get a little fired up even thinking about it because it does piss me off. It really angers me. I've heard people in front of kids, you don't know what I'm thinking, and it just fries me out. There's no reason why. Why shouldn't I be able to hear what you're thinking? You can hear what I'm thinking. I'm speaking it. You know? What are they trying to hide? These people that don't get on there and don't show their face, what are you hiding? Got to lie behind the camera? You can't show your face while you're lying? Yeah, be pretty hard, wouldn't it? To look straight into the camera and tell the truth? Yeah, right. Without any antics, you know, or flashy programs with posters and memes and sayings from this or that, but just actually talking like a human being. Oh my God, and I don't want to make money. Oh, what the hell's wrong with me, right? Yeah. So maybe I'm helping people for free because I care, that type of thing. So, said, it's something to watch out for. Um, you could even play a game with your kids. What am I thinking? I've done that with my kids to help them practice, to hone them in on that skill. And they're pretty good at it. Kids are really good at that. You can be cooking dinner or something, and your kids will walk in the kitchen and they'll say, "Hey, Mom, how you doing?" And I'd be like, "Oh, what am I thinking?" "Well, you're thinking I better get done with my homework." And, yeah, hey, you got it. Kids aren't stupid like that, but they can be trained and taught to be stupid like that. And they can be trained and taught to be in regression as a human being and take away a sense that they're supposed to have. It's to keep us safe. So, so if you believe liars, you're not using your instincts, you know? And that is rough. I mean, I've been lied to and I bought it, but then I look back, I didn't really buy it wholeheartedly. I just wanted to, you know? So, yeah. So it just started raining here and it is cold. I just shivered a little bit, but yeah, it is. I'm going to start a fire in my wood stove and heat the house up, baking, and that'll be nice. So, yeah, I've been thinking about this for a few days. I knew today was the day I was going to get on here and say it, but it kind of just goes along with the, um, you know, ESP that we all have. And really, if you're not a liar, there's nothing wrong with searching inside somebody's mind. I believe that we're all connected like that here, and then we will have our own individuality in the hereafter. That's just how I believe, because then we'll be clean and what we do think personally, God won't have to have a handle on it. And even seeing through other people's eyes, that's how God will see. You could be talking to a bum on the street, and it could be God in the flesh looking right at you. And if you said or did something wrong, you might have just said or did something wrong to God Himself. Serious, He could be working through that person like that. You never know. Like, you might be entertaining angels, that type of thing. So, careful what you say and do. you know. So, I got a cute little video of some pictures of my granddaughters, and then a video of my youngest one on my oldest son's three daughters. The youngest one of his, she was playing in a puddle. Like, puddles are so fascinating when you're like 2.5, 3 years old, aren't they? It was funny. She had her little rain boots on, and I think they were kind of trying to get her out of it, but you know, yeah, that's cool. At least they have some rain instead of snow yet. We got maybe a little bit of time before winter hits in our northern hemisphere, so yeah. That was cute though, and they are all cute. Oh, I feel sorry for my oldest one though. I know that school is like rough for her. I'm hoping that she has a better time than she has been, because last year was really, really hard for her. So if I wouldn't want to do it again as a youngster. Now, when I was older and I went to school, I loved it. But, college, but in tech. But, nah, not when I was a kid, not really. I kind of enjoyed like my part of eighth and part of ninth grade because I had photography and science in them too. And I was done with a lot of my other academics, so I could take time to learn how to develop film and that type of thing. And I always loved gym, and I always loved uh, my art and home economics, that type of thing. But, you know, I don't know. I wanted to take shop class and they wouldn't let me back in the day. Now I think a lot of places they do let girls do that. And now boys take home economics. So I don't know. I'm like a whatever on that. I don't know. But I think all guys should learn how to cook. Like there's a meme on Facebook that guys better learn how to cook because there's no guarantee that you're going to have a wife to do it for you, you know? So, and that's true. So, anyway, well, I don't know. I just wanted to get on here and talk about that third eye business and the perception because they're really, that's one of my pet peeves in life is somebody that says you don't know what I'm thinking. And I do. And then, or a lot of times I'll just tell a person about themselves. A lot of times I can tell them what month they were born. I can tell them a lot about their childhood or marriages, stuff like that. And it's a little unnerving to them because they don't think like that. They weren't taught like that. Something that's been literally watered out of human beings. And that is intentional. That's part of the agenda. So, oh, let's see what else is going on. Oh, Doug was telling me that he saw that a tanker in the Gulf of Mexico flipped on its side this morning. I didn't hear any more details. I didn't hear if it was like petrochemical or what it was, and I haven't heard anything more about that. But just kind of odd. I don't know if it was because of the storms they've had or the waves, or not sure. Something wrong with the hull, or I don't know. Maybe they'll talk more about it, or you know, a lot of times somebody like Davo 777 will have um, something like that on his program, little things that happen here and there. So I don't know, with the news or one of them. Yeah. There's some that I won't mention anymore that I used to listen to and don't listen to anymore. But once I see just a hint of freaking disrespect or trying to separate people as society in any way, whether it's race or gender or age or anything like that, I'm out of there. And the disrespect sets in, and until somebody rectifies that, it doesn't go away. So, and I have quite a few on that list. So, especially if I know they're um, affiliated with the Masons and they're literally teaching people the wrong way, and their underlying ulterior motive is to make money, and they don't care what happens to people in the meantime. It can be half good and part bad or whatever, but then the bad's still there, no matter what the good may appear to be, then I'm on it. It's like, okay, forget it. I don't care. Because when I see that, I'm done with it. And I'm going to say something. And I wouldn't be a responsible older person that knows better if I didn't say something. Even if I was younger, I don't care if I was 20 years old, I knew better than the crap that some of these channels are putting out there towards people, especially in a religious sense. So I knew and studied way young just for today. So yeah, I could be very, very young and still speak up about something. So sometimes when I was around the Masons, like in the lodge with parents and stuff, they'd have like oh, they'd have pancake breakfasts and bazaars where they'd sell baked goods and other crafts that they do and whatnot. And I'd be around these people and I'd say something, and my Eastern Star mom and Mason adopted Masonic dad, and the rest of the batch, they'd just look at me and they didn't know whether to laugh or get angry or cry. And I had a way of saying something that was like sort of innocent, but yet like sticking the knife in and twisting it type of thing with my words. So it's like they couldn't really prove that it was intentional, that type of thing. So God trained me well when I was little. So to deal with these monsters that are trying to hurt people and make money off you. That's all. That's all they're doing. YouTube's full of them. In fact, I would say YouTube is the biggest money making platform for the offspring of the Illuminati at this point. A lot of their parents were like business owners or maybe worked for the city, or not usually cops or judges or doctors, none of them. No, not at all. They reaped the benefits of the society because they sucked up, but that wasn't what they did for a living. They weren't Masons. Most of them were not. They're usually business owners in small towns scattered all over the world, or like one living up in Canada with his mother on an island, trying to make money in his basement off of people, spreading his bullshit, that type. So they each have their own little crafty bullshit that they spread, whether it be through the Bible, Gematria, Nostradamus, even as far as I've told some, if you haven't heard this before, there's a set of fairy tales, bedtime stories. They're called Masonic bedtime stories. Um, Even if you're not a kid, you might get nightmares. Look them up. They're very interesting. So, and as far as learning their craft, you won't hear any of the dark stuff. But if you really want to learn from a master mason that was very open, not way open, but very open, is Manly P. Hall. He's got videos on YouTube, and he's one that I would say give him a listen. Listen to the tactics and what they do, literally what they do. There's all kinds of subjects. A whole world of subjects is what they have their fingers into. The whole world, everything, anything you could think of. So, and he's very interesting. And as far as like gematria, there's a guy, Carl Monk, spelled Much, I do believe. And he tells you the truth about gematria and the ley lines and the monoliths and ESP and how they use the crystalline in our mind to transmit their Kabbalistic thoughts into us, you know. And he goes really deep into that subject, and he's a mathematician. He believes in God. He studied religion. He studied languages, which is really important. It gets a little long winded, but he's got one video explaining everything. It's like, and I've got it in my liked videos. Um, it's like 3.5 hours. But if you take 3.5, say you take 4 hours out of your life to understand what gematria really was, how the original masons and builders used it, and it was built for Satanistic purposes and uses, then you get a little deeper understanding of what's actually going on in the world. Then, if you think about how electricity can travel, think of all the rebar on all the highways and all the fiber optics and all the railway lines that have electrical units on it. And if you think about transmission and how things are actually electronically transmitted, the whole world's a web of capturing us and trying to hold us down. So if you really think about it, they do have the upper hand like that. But if you let God in here and you remember that your connection is like a constant, nothing else will get in there ever. And it'll keep you safe. But don't forget, you can hear people think, and don't forget that because it can save your life. It has mine many times. I was in danger, and if I didn't know I was in danger, I would have died. So, people have tried to kill me many, many, many times. So, yeah. I'm going to let you go on that note. I just needed you to know that it's not really extrasensory. It's God given. It's there. It's ours. It isn't anything special. It's something everybody's born with. You know, if you're a mom, or you may know from being a child, but if your mother's upset, you feel it, and vice versa. No words need to even be exchanged. Or if your mom's happy, it's the same extreme like that. Or dad, you know, you can hear people think. So don't let anybody ever tell you you can't. So, because it's ours. It's a gift. It's one of our senses. So, and so is astral projection, as far as reaching out and actually putting your mind into somebody else's and saying like hi, you know. So these are skills that God gave us. It's not a craft you have to practice like the Masons. So, and that's part of their cabal, getting in between you and God with all that, with the church, and the church is helping a big way, keeping people submissive and keeping you down. Not religion and not God, but churches, the Zionism of it all. So, okay, everybody, I love you very much. Thank you for joining me. I'll probably be back tomorrow. I've been a little under the weather, but I'm feeling better. Okay. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Thanks again. Bye.